Alex Murdaugh, a disgraced South Carolina attorney, was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for the 2021 murders of his wife and son by Judge Clifton Newman on Friday, less than 24 hours after a jury found Murdaugh guilty of the killings. Newman explained to Murdaugh that each punishment applies for the remainder of your natural life and that the penalties are consecutive. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at the most brutal life sentences of 2023. Yeah, you heard it right. After Murdaugh briefly addressed the court, the judge issued the punishment. "Good morning, Your Honor. I am innocent," Murdaugh said. "I would never hurt my wife, Maggie, and I would never hurt my son, Pawpaw. Thank you." Murdaugh will appeal his conviction, his defense attorney, Dick Harpootlian, told NPR. The court proceeding began soon before 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Newman had stated that he would pronounce his sentence following any victim impact statements, but prosecutor Creighton Waters began his remarks by stating that the state did not have anyone willing to provide a victim statement. "The depravity, the callousness, the selfishness of these crimes are stunning," Waters said, adding that Murdaugh continued to lie and showed no remorse. Waters remarked, pointing to Murdaugh in the courtroom, "A man like this should never again be allowed among free, law-abiding citizens." The defendant then requested the maximum sentence of 2 consecutive life sentences. The court stated that he did not challenge the prosecutor's decision not to seek the death sentence in this case, but he did highlight that the offense fits the legal requirements for the death penalty. Newman stated that he was moved by the moment's significance. "As I sit here in this courtroom and look around the many portraits of judges and other court officials and reflect on the fact that over the past century, your family, including you, have been prosecuting people here in this courtroom," he said, adding, "Many have received the death penalty, probably for lesser conduct." Newman asked Murdaugh to explain himself truthfully in open court, stating that it would provide Murdaugh and his family closure. "I respect this court, but I am innocent," Murdaugh replied. "It might not have been you," Newman told Murdaugh, "of the person who committed the terrible acts. Perhaps," he added, "Murdaugh's noted drug addiction caused him to become another person." Noting his dealings with Murdaugh in the past, the court described it as heartbreaking to see him transform from a distraught father to a convicted murderer. "It's so unfortunate because you had such a lovely family of such friendly people, including you," the judge told Murdaugh. "And to go from that to this?" Murdaugh was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of using a weapon during the commission of a violent felony by a Colleton County jury after a 28-day trial. The jury reached a unanimous verdict in a matter of hours. Murdaugh, 54, was found guilty by a jury of using a shotgun to kill his son, Paul, 22, and a rifle to kill his wife, Maggie, 52, on the evening of June 7, 2021. At the family's hunting home in Moselle, South Carolina, a rural location about 50 miles inland from Charleston, South Carolina. The punishment brings to an end a 6-week trial that detailed Murdaugh's fall from grace. As the scion of a distinguished family of attorneys and prosecutors, Murdaugh was born into power and luxury. He was disbarred. During his murder trial, he admitted to some of the financial offenses for which he faces dozens of additional criminal accusations. His defense team and Murdaugh himself, which he testified on his own defense, insisted that he was innocent, portraying him as a loving father and husband who succumbed to a severe opiate addiction that caused him to empty his bank accounts, rack up debt, and steal from his legal practice. According to prosecutors, Murdaugh murdered his wife and kid for their own benefit, after stealing millions of dollars from his colleagues and clients. According to them, he was facing a financial reckoning that included his culpability in a court action involving a fatal 2019 watercraft accident that Paul, then 19 years old, was allegedly driving. Murdaugh admitted to lying to police about his alibi, but claimed that he did not murder his wife and kid. He attributed a shifting version of events to paranoia coming from his addiction. Jurors heard testimony from victims of Murdaugh's financial scams and former co-workers at his law company. In addition, they heard of what he described as an attempt to orchestrate his own death, the 2019 boating tragedy, and the 2018 death of a housekeeper at Moselle. There were no eyewitnesses, and the prosecution never produced the 2 murder weapons used to kill Maggie and Paul. However, the prosecution demonstrated that Murdaugh lied to investigators from his first interactions with first responders on the night of the murders. Murdaugh stated repeatedly that he did not accompany his wife and son to the dog kennels, where they were fatally shot. Instead, he stayed home, took a nap, and then went to visit his ailing mother. However, witnesses identified Murdaugh's voice in an 8:45 p.m. cell phone video captured by Paul at the kennel. Murdaugh's alibi fell apart mere minutes before investigators said the shooting began. He then made the remarkable decision to testify on his own behalf, claiming that despite having lied to the authorities he had not shot his wife and kid. "I lied about being down there, and I'm so sorry that I did," he said. Waters told the jury in his closing statement that the defendant had deceived everyone who believed they were close to him. He also tricked Maggie and Paul, and they paid with their lives. Don't let them trick you. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.